First things first, you'll need to select your head coach, bearing in mind that you'll also be utilizing the playbook that he favors in the NFL. As we go along, be sure to keep an eye on your team's overall rating. Ideally, of course, it should be trending upward as the draft process goes along. Boy, we've just gotten started here, and already these guys have been handed a really difficult decision to make. Boy, you can't go wrong with anybody out of this group. This is a pretty telling pick here. Do you go for a big bruiser up front or get yourself someone who could be a difference maker at a skill position? In these middle rounds, you have to start asking yourself, do you settle for what's available now? Oh, no question that this guy's going to grade out as a huge impact over what was there before. And there's a pick that'll certainly help. Maybe not an impact signing, but you're not going to hit a home run every round. Yeah, here's a spot where the fan base would be clamoring for a skill player. But do you listen to him or go after someone who can help you up front? Maybe not a huge upgrade over what they had already, but they're certainly building up some depth there. Well, not too tough to see into the thought process of that pick. And with time running short, you've got to hope some guys fall into your lap, or you could be left with some real holes on your roster. Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Yeah, that's the kind of guy who can elevate that entire unit. He's a very talented addition. One Steeler's been selected already, and it probably wouldn't be a surprise to see a second go here. A bit of a dilemma with this threesome. Which side of the ball do you turn your focus to here? After the draft's complete, check out the draft summary screen. This will give you... And with that, you've just wrapped up putting together your The lineup screen should be pretty self-explanatory. If you'd like to make some executive decisions on your lineup, you can do so here. Oh, a tough decision on their hands now. And this, early on, it's one you can't afford to get wrong. Boy, the skills just leap out at you with this guy. He will be a very important part of this ball club. And these guys are going to get themselves a great player here, whether it's... Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into a starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. And I think that pick comes to the surprise of no one. You had to figure they lean that way if a player from that team became available. Still some big holes remaining to be filled. Here's where you may have to go after a lower-rated player just to make sure you get coverage in all areas. Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches or someone who can really help you out at a playmaker-type spot? These are the rounds you love to see, some big names to choose from here. Does this pick fill a big need? I'm not so sure that it does, but it is at least a slight improvement over what they had in place. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. I'm not sure that this selection is going to provide a huge punch, but he's at least a guy that does have some upside. Both offensive and defensive options. Yeah, I think they got the best player there, and they got a guy that fills a big need, so that's an excellent choice. Definitely some options with this pick. Do you take a skill player here or get yourself some help up front? Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available.